Cleveland Browns. And then to Johnny Manziel. First off, Cleveland Browns, Mike Pettin, as pathetic of a head coach as he was, as pathetic of a human he was right about Johnny Manziel. He hated him, and he had good reason to, because Johnny Manziel's a fucking typical spoiled little bitch-ass, acne face, forehead pussy. Spoiled little bitch. Mike Pettin, I owe you nothing because you were a horrible fucking coach. You should have came out and been honest about it and said, you should have came out and said Manziel's a snot-nosed spoiled bitch. But thank God you didn't, because now you're gone, and we got a better coach. To Johnny Manziel. Look, let me tell you something. You're 20. You know how I knew you were a fucking loser-ass nerd? By the fucking company you keep. The boys that keep selling you out to fucking TMZ and all these motherfucking organizations. That's how I knew you were a fucking straight-up nerd. And you're just a fucking piece of garbage. Spoiled. Let's memo out to these rich motherfuckers. You are like that influenza teenager. Memo out to these rich parents out there who have kids like Johnny Manziel and that influenza fucking piece of shit who killed them people who should be fucking raped and fucking tortured in prison. Johnny Manziel's a spoiled little nerdy motherfucker who happens to be able to throw a football better than most people. However, that being said, he's only 5'11" on a good day. If he was 6'4", it would be a heartbreaking story to see a talented 6'4". It would be harder. It would be hard to let go of. But now, looking back, he's 5'11" on a good day. He's a midget, and you can't trust him. I'm sorry. I've had enough of him. We are moving on. The Browns are moving on. Hugh Jackson ain't putting up with that shit. And I'm going to tell you something. This is probably the final nail in Johnny Manziel's coffin, because I don't even believe a team like the Cowboys, as desperate as Jerry Jones is for attention, will even take a chance on this fucking low-life scumbag. Johnny Manziel, you have finally sealed your own fate. No one is going to come a knocking for you to play football for them because you can't be trusted. You cannot change. There's idiots out there like Stephen A. Smith. Well, he's just doing this to get away from the Browns. No, he ain't. He already knows his fate is sealed with the Browns. He's doing it because he's a spoiled little white bitch who's had everything handed to him in life and never had to face adversity. Never. Sure, he was talented as fucking high school and college. But in the pros, his game will never really translate. I thought it would. If he was straight, I thought he could. But you know what? It's too much of a gamble. You gotta want to stop partying. You gotta want to quit drinking. Ask me. I was a fucking alcoholic like a motherfucker my whole life until I hit the age of 32. I got tired of getting 3-day hangovers and I fucking quit. Ain't had a drop of alcohol since 2004 or 2005. I don't remember the exact day, but I will tell you it's been at least 10 fucking years, and I don't miss it one fucking bit. So Johnny Manziel, you got no one to blame but your motherfucking self. Good riddance. Do I care if Manziel ends up dead somewhere? Fuck no, he ain't related to me. I could care less. He don't play on the Browns no more. I can care less. Last time when Eric Turner, ex-Brown, died from cancer, 210, ravaged down to 145 pounds. That's the only Brown I cared about dying and Eddie Johnson. Because they were good soldiers. This Johnny Manziel's been a malcontent piece of shit. I don't worry about him. I can care less about his future. If you ain't helping us, we don't give a fuck. The NFL is a fucking it's a business, Manziel. You don't have the size. You're not a Ben Roethlisberger where you can do this shit and teams are going to be like, yeah, we got to wait for this guy. No, you ain't. You're a fucking spoiled affluenza motherfucking bitch who hangs around really fucking nerdy ass motherfucker. I don't get that. I figured, and you got acne on your forehead still at your age. I mean, come on. And I was a big Manziel fan, not in college. When he was in college, you could see tweets of me saying this guy sucks, he's garbage. But when he came to Cleveland, I had no choice but to like him. And I seen some things that I liked. I was a fan of Manziel for a while. I liked him. Up until these other stories came out the last couple of weeks, I was a fan of him. Then Hugh Jackson came, and I said, you know what, Hugh Jackson don't want him? I'm done with him. I listened to the expert in Hugh Jackson. And now I'm glad I did. And I know Jimmy Haslam will too. Hey, Jimmy, I know you wanted to get something for him. Guess what? Take it on the chin, Jimmy. It was a bad draft. Our days of drafting hopefully are over. So, Manziel, you sealed your own fate. I want you to know that. No one else did this to you. You did it to yourself. Your parents helped you. They enabled you. Like I said, I got tired of getting 3-day hangovers. I quit. You gotta want to quit. I knew something was up when Manziel went to that rehab for like 10 motherfucking weeks and then came out and said, I'm gonna start drinking. Don't you know when you go to a rehab, you ain't supposed to do no type of drugs, alcohol, or nothing like that. Even if you got just a strictly dope addiction, you ain't supposed to drink because it's the forerunner of all drugs. Pain pills, you might have been addicted to pills, maybe oxy, who knows? I don't know. I don't give a flying fuck. I care about the Cleveland Browns. And would I trade a Browns Super Bowl for your fucking health? Would I trade a 9-7 Browns season for you to be fucking great for the rest of your life on another team? Fuck no. Care less about you. Once you're off my team, I don't care about you. We're beyond you. So Manziel, I'm letting you know right now, you're going to watch this video, and this part here is going to sting with you. I believe your NFL career is over. I believe every GM out there is just seeing the pattern and what you're doing, and they're like, fuck this kid. The only way you can change that is to get yourself some, you got to want to get help, and I don't think you want to, but you're going to have to look in the mirror and say, if you want to play football, is it more important than help? And you're going to need to go to rehab. You're going to need to take a year off from everything. And then maybe come back in 2017 and ask teams for a tryout, and then maybe get your head on right. Maybe. But as of now, you like to party too much. And there ain't no GM in the worth of salt gonna give you a fucking shot. Believe me, no one. You're a cancer. You say one thing and do the other. They say you're a likable guy, and I can see that. You're like a son. You're disappointing, and I'd be a terrible parent because you know what? My son fucks up. I'm going to treat him like you. Fuck you. I'm putting you in the orphanage right now, motherfucker. I don't have time to deal with you. You're in the orphanage. That's what I do as a parent. That's why I'm not a good parent. You should thank God you don't have a parent like me. You just had some rich, spoiled motherfuckers that spoiled the fuck out of you, ruined your life. They actually ruined your life. They enabled you. So, Manziel, listen to me. You watch this video and say to yourself, it's not going to happen next year. Maybe if someone's dumb enough and you go to rehab for fucking 6 months, and maybe someone's dumb enough to give you another shot this year. Give a year off, get yourself better, and then maybe someone will try you out. Other than that, your career's over. Dumbass. All the fucking money in the world, he does this. Well, I guess he likes to get drunk with a bunch of nerdy white guys instead of playing football.